Hello, I'm Julian Chadhuri, Vice-Chancellor for Education at the university. Welcome to the second of my education videos. Over the last few months while I've been at the university, I've really enjoyed meeting the community, staff and students, and I thought a good way of finding out more about what we're doing at the university is to sit down with people and find out what they're up to, what the challenges that they are facing and how they're approaching them. And today I'm delighted to be joined by Chris and James to have a conversation about generative AI. What are the benefits do you see for a university like ours to be embracing generative AI in its teaching and learning?
I think, goes to say, first of all, it's sometimes a bit hard to answer that question at the moment because we're so new into this. It's although it's been out sort of maybe 6 to 9 months now, I think as a sector we're really grappling what this is going to mean for us as an institution. But I think there's probably some clear indicators already coming out. I think there's potential for these tools to really support students in their learning and teaching and carefully in their assessment. So I think there's a real potential we can tap into. These tools perhaps act as a leveler for students as well, so they can bring a quality of our student experience. They can be really great tools for writing when used effectively, so they can spark ideas, or they could be used as a research tool. And indeed on research is another angle for the university. AI is being used very effectively for research.
There are many in the sector that are talking about trying to ban AI for use in universities for teaching learning in particular. I'm not sure that's even possible. I know that, for example, here at Bath we use Microsoft products throughout the university. Students use them and AI is built into the browser now. But thinking not just about specific products, is it sensible to think about trying to ban AI? Is that ever going to be possible? It echoes around conversations we had a few years ago about personal calculators and their desktop computers. But I think it's useful just to air your thoughts about trying to stop or prevent its use, because those conversations are live. Either of you, any thoughts?
I think, first of all, I agree. I think trying to ban it is probably not the way to go. I think you're going to you'll end up entering that kind of arms race of always trying to be one step ahead of the technology, which you'll never win that. And equally, our graduates will need to have those skills when they go into the workplace, so it makes sense for us to try to help develop those skills whilst they're here at Bath. And also make those skills context specific, so what they need to learn for their particular disciplines is tailored around their use of AI as well. I think there is definitely a place for educators to help students learn how to use these tools responsibly and make them aware of what the potential limitations might be and the biases that might be baked into these sorts of systems. But I agree. I think banning is probably a futile exercise.
I think the most employable people in the future will be the ones that can use this and bring something more to the table. So how can we support students to develop that? So I think again at Bath, students have an opportunity to really develop as a whole in the rounds. It's not just their academic discipline. I think about how do they support their ability to communicate very clearly with each other, but also maybe to use AI as a starting block on which to then build further research and knowledge.
James, if there was one piece of advice you'd want to give students, especially those joining us at the moment, what would you say?
I think it would be around remembering that ChatGPT or any AI tool is like any other source. It's not always going to be 100% accurate, so ensure that any information you get, you then go and check that in perhaps 2 or 3 other places and kind of verify the information is accurate and correct. When it comes to assignments and any assessment tasks, you should really be relying upon much more robust, authoritative sources that are perhaps been peer reviewed rather than the outputs of an AI tool like ChatGPT.
Chris, if you had one piece of advice for staff around our use of ChatGPT and AI, what would it be?
Come and talk to the CLT. So we're really here to help support you. We've been working across the university, working with colleagues such as James, but also academics from across the university to try and pull what are we doing in this area together. So if staff have concerns, come and talk to us and we'll support them.
Thank you both very much for your time, and thank you.